This is the Circularity Catalyst, and I'm Ken Alston. Welcome back to our mini-series of episodes on Beyond the Time Price of Things. This is episode 3 in the mini-series, called The Metrics of Life, where we're not just talking economics, we're reclaiming coherence in a world that's forgotten how to count what matters. Let's start with something very familiar. What gets measured gets managed. But what if what we're managing is a distortion? What if the very act of counting flattens the very thing we're trying to hold? Today we're diving into the crisis that's underneath our dashboards. Not the data, but the worldview that decides what counts in the first place. Industrialization taught us to worship the measurable. GDP, units per hour, time price metrics, ESG scores. All born from that same impulse. If we can't count it, it doesn't count. But these numbers aren't neutral. They define what we pay attention to and what we ignore. A company's carbon offsets may grow, while its biodiversity impact gets worse. GDP can rise even as ecosystems collapse. What we count becomes what we trust. And that trust has shaped a deeply extractive system. The more abstract our metrics become, the more context they lose. Time price might tell you a toy is now affordable to more people, but it won't tell you what it's made from, who made it, or where it goes when it breaks. It teaches us that speed equals value. Convenience matters more than consequence. This is the illusion of the flat economy, a worldview that floats unanchored from the systems it impacts. And yet nature doesn't use spreadsheets. It uses cycles, it uses feedback loops. What matters in a living system isn't the rate of growth, it's the rhythm of return. So let's start to ask some different, perhaps better questions. Does this product nourish something beyond itself? Does this process return energy to the field that it draws from? Does this design sustain coherence with future life? In the sovereign sustainability paradigm that I talk about, we don't abandon financial metrics. We add to them. Alongside weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual growth, we track the coherence of energy. Alongside revenue, we assess regenerative return. Alongside profit margins, we measure contribution to living systems. These aren't replacements, they're expansions. This isn't ideology, it's integration. Let me pause here with a quiet invitation. If you want to explore how your business or practice could be guided by sovereign metrics, coherence, regeneration, contribution, I'll invite you in to start with our $14 coherence primer. It's not a funnel, it's a frequency calibration. You'll find the link in the show notes or visit circularassets.com. Now back to the episode. We propose a new kind of metric set, LFPs, life feedback points. Signals that don't just measure performance, they mirror a pattern. They restore feedback. They calibrate us to coherence. Because just compliance asks, did you meet the target? But coherence asks, did you maintain integrity? And integrity is what the future will reward. We're not anti-measurement, we're pro-meaning. This isn't about abandoning numbers. No, it's about remembering how to count. Count what connects, Count what regenerates. Count what continues. Because we don't need better metrics, we need metrics that belong to life. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time for episode 4 in this mini-series called The Compounding Lie. Until then, this is Ken Alston for the Circularity Catalyst. Stay sovereign and sustainable.